Under the Censorship of Films Act 1923, no film can be shown in public in Ireland without having been passed by the official film censor. The Act denies a censorship certificate to a film for public exhibition if it has been deemed to be too indecent, obscene or blasphemous, or is contrary to public morality. Under this regime, more than 2,500 films were banned and over 11,000 films were cut by film censors. Now we will be showing two clips. One is of two Irish street interviews on film censorship, and the other clip is a protest on Martin Scorsese's 1988 film, The Last Temptation of Christ.
Do you think film censorship in Ireland is too strict?
I do actually, yes. I think it's a great thing that they do. It's nearly time they've done something about it.
You'd like to see it loosened up a bit more?
I would indeed, yes. I said we're getting too many reissues in Dublin Farm. People have seen them and it's nearly time they change them.
Do you think the Minister for Justice is right to step in cases which have already been decided by the appeal board?
I think it's Mr. Lenihan's first great move.
Would you like to see a grading system similar to the English system?
Yes, you mean for underage
While describing films as being suitable for adults, not suitable for children.
I would,
so.
yes.
Do you think film censorship in Ireland is too strict?
Yes, very much too strict. And I think the films are extremely badly cut when they are cut. I think that if they're going to allow films over here, they ought to allow them complete and not half the film.
Do you think in that case they should be graded similar to the British system?
What do you mean, X and A?
Yes.
Yes, I think that's a very sound system in England. I think it's a good idea not to to show the public what is suitable for under 16 and what people should be accompanied. Two different films.
Do you think the Minister for Justice is right in deciding to have a look at films already rejected by the appeal board?
Well, yes. This is not a very wide basis, but one or two films I've seen in England that have been rejected over here. I can see no reason for this rejection.
Pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou.
The protest was small and dignified, numbering at its peak 100. Many of the protesters circling the front of the Opera House, while those with tickets who'd ignored the advice of the Bishop of Cork not to attend, queued for admission.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Two groups had arrived in the city, from Ballavourney in the West Cork Gaeltacht and Ballinspittle in South Cork, both locations where there had been visions of the Blessed Virgin. They joined local protesters, but in turn their protest was followed by students dressed in biblical costume, evidently counter-protesting in favour of the rights of those who wrote and made the film. It all became a little confusing, and there was one moment of anger as a student's placard was torn.
This is betraying the biblical Jesus, the historical Christ of the scriptures. Jesus is a person that we can believe in because he's historically valid, not the imagination of some modern day fanatic who wants to give us a Jesus that's just not a real person and not God, definitely.
It may convert a lot of people because it is not the Christ. It is not the real Christ.
Security searches delayed the start of the film, and the auditorium was also checked before the screening began half an hour late. It was nearly 3 o'clock in the morning when the audience emerged. From a film I thought too long overall, though some passages were good, and the final scenes would be more inclined to affirm rather than question one's faith.
I thought quite slow and very drawn out, but I can't see what all the talk was about.
People are entitled to object to it. I could see why if they'd seen it they might have objected to it even more. But I still think it was valid to show the film.
This video showing the controversy surrounding Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ to me seems baffling, as I have not grown up during this time period. Although in the video students also show up to the counter-protest and affirm the artistic interpretation of the film's version of Christ, showing that many were becoming more secular and less fanatical at this time. The footage used throughout this presentation are from the cinemas of Cork, including the Northgate Cinema, the closed-down Savoy Cinema and the closed-down Douglas Cinema World.